My entitled sister destroyed my Christmas present because it was more expensive than hers, so my parents sold hers and gave me the money. My sister is very entitled and has been this way ever since we were young. She would throw tantrums over tiny things, such as not being allowed to eat sweets before dinner when she was as little as 5 or 6, or literally hit my parents in shops if they told her they could not afford the expensive doll she wanted. And at first, my parents would just give in as to avoid causing problems. This enabled my sister's behavior, however, and she became a sort of tyrant. And by 7 or 8 years old, she made family decisions for everything, such as holidays, dinners, outings, anything you can think of. It's very weird to see your parents bending over backwards to accommodate everything a 10-year-old demands, but that was my life for a few years. When my sister reached 11, though, my parents put their foot down and told her they were done giving her everything she wants, and they kept true to their word. This caused my sister to go berserk, and she destroyed my dad's jacket in protest to this. This only added fuel to what my parents were doing, and they really doubled down on their efforts to get my sister's entitlement under control. This manifested into resentment towards me for my sister, as she said I had more freedom than she did. It did not cross her mind that this was because I was 15 and she was 12, or it was because I never did things that she did. To her, I was just the golden child, and she started playing the narrative of being the neglected child. So much so that one day, my parents got a call from the school telling us that we were going to be investigated for child neglect, as my sister had stated that our parents don't give her food, and she's always hungry in school. Of course, the investigation was over quickly, and it was proved there was no sign of neglect. My sister has continued this woe is me attitude up until now, and she is 14 years old. What led up to this big blowout at Christmas was when my parents first asked us what we wanted, and I asked for a new phone considering mine was on its last leg. My sister told them to surprise her, and that was that. Nothing else was ever discussed about the present, until a dinner at the end of November. My sister, out of nowhere, joked that just like always, my present was probably going to be more expensive and more lavish because she is the black sheep and I am the golden child. I asked her why she feels the need to play the victim constantly, and she said it's because she was. We ate in silence as none of us wanted to escalate it into an argument, as there is no way other with my sister. Well, Christmas morning came 2 days ago, and we opened our presents. I got a new phone just like I asked for, an iPhone 13, and I was overjoyed. I also got some other small things like deodorant, socks, the standard things. It was my sister's turn to open hers up, and she did. She ended up getting a small Gucci bag, as well as Versace perfume, on top of brand new shoes, which she has wanted for a while now. Oh, and she got a very fancy makeup palette. Every single time she opened up her present, she rolled her eyes, and even when she got to the shoes, which she had been wanting, our parents got a thanks, and that was that. She damn near went upstairs crying with how disappointed she was with her presents, and I could not figure out why. She came back down an hour later, saying that she was right, and that her presents did not cost nearly as much as mine did, and she said she did the math to prove it. She literally pulled out a calculator and said she had found all the retail prices of her presents and compared them to my phone. Presents ended up being more expensive by around $200. She then demanded to have the $200 in cash. My parents told her she was being ridiculous, and that there was no way on God's green earth they would do that. Commence her flying into a rage. I don't know why I left my new phone out on the table and did not have it in my pocket when she flew off the handle, but in my defense, I never expected my sister to be insane. Well, in her fit of rage, she took my phone and completely obliterated it by yeeting it at the wall very hard. It smashed on impact and fell to the ground, and chaos erupted. My mother literally yanked my sister back by the shoulder as she was dressing to leave the house to avoid backlash. I picked what was left of my phone up and went upstairs with it. I felt extremely hurt by what she did, but I figured I would let my parents take care of it for now, and I would have a word with it later. I heard my dad yell, and when my dad yells, everyone takes note, as he has the ability to be really scary due to his former experience as a SEAL. I don't know what was said as they talked quietly, but around 10 minutes later, I heard my sister go into her room while crying.